Now the second guy, TAFON NCHUKWI. Yep, Nchukwi from Bamenda, Cameroon. So I need all my people, all una my people from Boya Bamenda, una rise up. Our guy, our boy, our brother is going to war this Saturday, March 12th, UFC Fight Night. Yo, welcome back to the RTE, the mini podcast exclusively made for casuals. I'm your host, Rudy. It's a pleasure to have you back, and let me just say this right now. If this is the first time, or the second time, or the third time, fourth time coming back into the channel, do me a favor. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Also hit the bell, so that you get notified every time I post a video like this talking about upcoming fights, doing some little fight recap as we're going to do in this episode. I must admit I'm very excited about today's episode as always, because there's always a lot to talk about. And the fight card that we're going to talk about, which is happening UFC Fight Night this Saturday, has a lot of African power on the fight. So I think you should be interested if you care about African fighters or fights in general. So on today's menu, let's just talk about today's menu. Today's menu, we're going to have a little quick look back at the UFC 272 event. The whole event itself was good, but the main event wasn't that great. You know, Colby Covington versus Masvidal. As fight casuals, we knew what was going to happen. We knew Colby Covington was the better wrestler, and Masvidal was the better striker, which we didn't really see, but that's what we all knew. And the main event ended up being a wrestling match. So obviously, Colby Covington having been the fighter with, being the fighter having the edge with the wrestling, he came out with a dominant performance and dominant unanimous victory over Masvidal. And let me tell you this, something funny, because Colby Covington, with his whole character, I told you, fighting wise, I think he's a great fighter. He is a great fighter. He's probably the number 2 fighter right now, below Cameroon, which is the pound for pound king in the welterweight division. But right now he sits at a weird spot, because I honestly don't think a lot of people would buy a pay-per-view, of Colby Covington if he's not matched with like a superstar, either like Cameroon or Masvidal, for the pay-per-view to sell, because he just talks too much. He's always about talk. He's always talking, and it's not necessarily what fight fans want to hear or see. To be honest, when I know a Colby Covington's fight is upcoming, like, I'm getting migraines, because I know I'm like, I'm about to just listen to all this trash talk again, blah, blah, blah. Dude, just go and fight, man. That's all it's about. We just want to see you go out there and perform, and that's what you did. Just maybe reduce a little bit of the trash talk. I don't know what you guys think. You guys let me know down in the comment section down below what you think of Colby's character. But I was going to say, we might get a Colby Covington Masvidal 2, guys. I'm thinking... because listen, hear me out. Masvidal just got signed with a brand new contract, a lot of money, but he just lost his fight. But Masvidal is like he's at the level of Conor McGregor, not quite yet, but I put him in the same standard, because even with 5 fighting losing streak, people will still tune up to his fights and watch him fight. So he's still a sellable pay-per-view. We have to remember that this UFC stuff is mostly a business too. So we need to sell fights. Because I see on Twitter, Masvidal's tweeting back saying it's not over, I'll be back real soon. And there was this controversial eye poke that Colby gave Masvidal. Masvidal said he's calling him a cheating fuck and whatnot. So I will not be surprised if the UFC ran that back. Colby Covington versus Masvidal. And to be honest, I'm sure a lot of people are still going to tune in, because the buildup of the fights might be even bigger. And if Masvidal knocks him out that fight, then there'll be a trilogy, so that's that. But yeah. So now let's get, and actually, I'm always meaning to say this, but I always forget, and every time after I record, I think I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't say it. So I'm gonna say it right now. I really hope you're doing well. You that's watching this video, wherever you're watching this, I hope all's well with you. I hope you're healthy. I hope you're where you want to be in life. If not, I hope you're working towards your goals, and I hope you're following your dreams. It really matters to me because actually there are people that comment to the videos and react to the videos. So yeah, I hope you're doing well, and I hope everything is well with you and yours. Now we're going to move into today's main topic, which is TAFON NCHUKWI. Yeah. Another fighter from Cameroon, guys. Second UFC fighter in the Cameroon history. Well, at least for my generation. You know, we got my older brother, the big boy, the baddest man on the planet. Right there. I don't even need to say his name no more. Now, the second guy, TAFON NCHUKWI. Yep, NCHUKWI. From Bamenda, Cameroon. So I need all my people, all una my people from Boya, Bamenda, una rise up. Our guy, our boy, our brother is going to war this Saturday, March 12th, UFC Fight Night. And he's actually fighting a tough opponent. He's fighting a guy called Azamat from Russia. He's fighting a Russian fighter, Azamat, who is 10-0. 10 fights, 0 wins. So this is going to be a tough test for our boy. So I'm sure he'll need all the support he can get from us. So make sure we tune in for his fight. A little bit of background, like I always do. You know, I always like to put my little sauce. A little bit of background on NCHUKWI. And this is why I'm doing this video thing and this YouTube experience, this RTE, because I find myself, you know, following these guys, and these guys are actual inspirations to me. Because NCHUKWI, just look at the guy. The guy is stacked. The guy usually walks around every day at 240 pounds. Now, this Saturday he's going to fight at 205, which is the light heavyweight division. But I know in his heart he wants to fight at middleweight because that's where he can establish. That's where he wants to establish his UFC career, at the middleweight division, where Israel Adesanya is the king over there. And I think he's pretty young, so maybe he'll have time to build up and get to the title. Maybe Izzy will be moving up to lightweight, or I don't know. But the science behind because you might ask yourself, why, if he weighs 240 pounds usually, then why is he going down to, let's say, middleweight, where the weight limit over there is 185 pounds, or I guess 186 pounds. But this Saturday he's fighting at 205. Don't forget that. But the main science behind weight cutting is that if you weigh 240, you want to fight at least 2 weight classes below you, so that you can dehydrate yourself. That is, remove all the liquids, all the water in your body, but you can still keep your strength and your power, so that you can go down to the division and do some damage. So TAFON NCHUKWI, he's a very funny guy. Like, you guys should check out his Instagram. He's so funny. He has a bunch of. It's a funny guy, very positive minded guy. Hardworking guy. Just what we all love, and that's what I'm inspired by. And the guy he fights for a reason. He fights for his country, my country. And he would, every time he gets a chance at the mic, he always talks about his people back home. Like, every time I get a chance, I come up here, I always talk about my people, and talking about Bamenda, actually, since we're speaking about it. Right now, it's a place it's a part of my country, home country, Cameroon, that's going through some rough moments right now, some tough times. They're going through a crisis. We call it the Northwest and Southwest crisis. And they're really going through some rough times. And all my best wishes, and Rudy, your boy, I'm with you. I'm always with you. There's no division, no division whatsoever. We want to stay as a unit, as a country. So that's my opinion. That's what I think about it. And all my prayers goes to you guys. We're always watching. We're always listening. And we just hope and pray for the best. And whenever TAFON gets a chance to talk about it, he talks about it. And then that's what I like. Even Francis, whenever, you know, I believe in the freedom of speech, and you have to be able to express yourself. Whenever Israel Adesanya talks about New Zealand and the government over there, that's what I like. That's what gets me going. When a guy is not afraid to talk about what he needs to talk about, what he wants to talk about, what he wants to express himself about. So I respect that a lot. So TAFON, he's going to be fighting this weekend at 205 light heavyweight. And I think, the UFC, I told you guys, the UFC love this type of guys because that's not his regular weight class. He wants to fight at middleweight, but this weekend's fighting at light heavyweight. That's just showing us that, because after this win, because I think he's going to win this fight. After this win, he's probably going to go down to middleweight again. And let's say, let's just dream a little bit. Let's say he gets the title. So there'll be a big chance for him to just be a double champ one day. Then now imagine we have, I don't even want to think about it. I'll just say, imagine we have 4 African champions at the UFC. Africa is just taking over. So now we have a upcoming fighter from Bamenda, which is the capital of the northwest region of Cameroon, coming up and fighting this weekend. Very excited for that one. But I told you there's a lot of African power on this fight card. You have Yusuf Sodia, the Nigerian fighter. He's 11-2, and he's going to be fighting Alex Caceres, who is 19-2, a very exciting fighter too. And on the same fight card, you also have a fighter from Congo, and you have Alex Peirera, guys. Alex Peirera is Israel Adesanya's nightmare. He's the guy that knocked out cold Israel Adesanya over in another discipline, in the kickboxing discipline over in Asia. He came up into the UFC with a lot of hype because obviously he knocked out the middleweight king Israel Adesanya, and this is going to be his second fight. So pretty excited to see how that's going to go. I'm thinking he's going to win the fight, but I want to see some fresh meat for Israel Adesanya. So I hope he wins this fight, and I'm thinking if he wins this fight, he probably has 1 or 2 more wins before getting his title shot. But that would be a very interesting fight, and obviously we'll be here to talk about it. Now let me see if I did not forget anything. I think I went all around the subject. Talked about TAFON the Don from Bamenda. We talked about the exciting fight card, and that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought about this brand new episode. Let me know what you think about this upcoming fight card. You, as like always, stay safe, stay blessed, stay positive, especially in this rough time